In the olden days, if people needed a new product, they would go into a barter system, which means that if you had a valuable product, or if you had any kind of product which is kind of useful to other people, you would take it to a kind of exhibition place or a marketplace where the goods would used to be exchanged. This happened maybe around more than 10,000 years ago. Gradually, if people had to survive on this earth, they needed each other's help. They needed each other's products, which helped them, which means that if they needed a house, they needed someone to build it for them. If they couldn't build it for themselves, to protect themselves and the family. If they needed clothes, if they couldn't make all of the clothes by themselves, getting the sheep wool or getting the cotton and then processing it and then making it into clothing. So they needed systems of barter, because that is the essence of human evolvement. Humans have evolved over the periods of years because they were able to get into the system of creativity, which is one with the universal energies, and improve their lives, form societies, form cultures, form traditions. And for this, there needed to be an exchange system. And one of the first exchange systems was the barter system, which means that goods were traded from one person to another, or one family to another, one community to another, even from countries to another, so that there could be an efficient system by which services and goods were exchanged. Gradually, it turned into a form of trading which involved exchange of value in terms of coins. The initial money system, as we see today, was started in the form of kind of pure gold coins, which again dated back to thousands of years, by which the real value of the coin was measured in terms of the gold content in it. So if you wanted some item which was not very expensive, it would have less gold within the coin, and if you wanted some item which was more expensive, it would have more gold within the coin. But as of now, the systems have evolved by which we have paper currency, and the paper currency initially was made in terms of the gold stocks, and that was very stable. But during the past 50 years, the paper currency printed out does not correspond to the gold stocks, and thereby you have extensive inflations in certain countries because they do not have any kind of gold stocks for the amount of currency which is printed. Now, why I'm talking about the evolution of money and the present system by which we have the card system and digital payments. Why do we go into the history? Is because when we are replenishing the earth, everything is about how people value their goods and services in terms of the earth's renewal. So the basic system of life which evolved societies, which gave the foundation to societies to improve their cultures, traditions, societies' means, their way of life, and humanity as such, which is different from all other species of life, is because of the ability to exchange goods and services for a token. And today we have the greatest evolvement of the technology of transfer of money in terms of digital payments and much more, which includes cardless payments and but the sum and core of it is the money system, the transfer of services and goods, is the basis of everything we see as humans. which is different from all other animals, or which is different from all other species. But the problem today is that we have given the evolvement of money and the systems of exchange of goods and services for our personal human needs only to a large extent because of the information we've got, and we've kind of reduced our kind of thinking to animals to a large extent, or to other species of life. But today we know that we have the creative abilities of God, and that is the only distinguishing factors from us and all other species of life. And today we give importance to the exchange of goods and services and the token of exchange in terms of replenishing the earth. And the token of exchange, which might be money, which might be digital payments, is an absolute important factor in the process of replenishing our earth. So, whatever we do and whenever we do, we concentrate on the life energies of everything around us, the energies which sustain our life. We transcend from our bodily wants and into the greater purpose of the unborn child into the future. And when we transcend our mind, our thinking, our bodily, physical activities to the future of a universe, the future of everything that we see around us, in terms of the use of the currency, use of the token of transaction which has evolved out of tens and thousands of years. Basically, today we're going to use it for the replenishment of our earth in terms of ideas. Without currency, in terms of money, nothing is possible, as you know, because that is the basis of an understanding among humans that goods and services can be exchanged, but the only difference should be that we do not work for the enhancement of self with the currency or whatever token is available in terms of replenishing our earth. It is to work for the future generations. We use the tokens, the currencies, any kind of income for the replenishment of our earth, along with the prosperity for the future generations. This means that if you're starting a corporate venture, if you're starting any kind of business, if you're starting any kind of trade, or if you're starting any kind of idea which prospers into the future, the focus should not be on the money alone. Money would be an important factor to see that your mission is accomplished. You're working for the future of the unborn child into the future. You're working for the future of the smallest child in the world as of now, the smallest children in the world as of now. And when you are concentrating on the future of everything that we see around us, the oxygen that we breathe, the water that we drink, the seasons, the rains, the hills, the energy systems of life all around us, then you're transcending your bodily needs and into the future of our universe, the future of the unborn child. And you're no longer being involved with your body alone, which means nothing at the last breath. When you're taking the last breath, the money and all of the resources which you had in terms of wealth must be used for the unborn generation, for the future. And any kind of business that you have generated, any kind of corporate venture that you've generated, any kind of idea that you have generated must evolve into the future, must transcend yourself. And people who are managing it for you should manage it better for the future of our earth. There must be, it can be even 10 people, it can be 100 people, it can be 1 million people within your organization. Just like some of the most respected companies in the world, which germinates out of an idea and helps the citizens of the world, which includes the Gmail systems as we see today, which includes even the internet, by which thousands of people are able to correspond with each other, irrespective of the difference, transfer ideas. It also includes the greatest transport systems as of today, the fastest transport in terms of air travel, road travel, in terms of the fastest trains, but which is also most efficient, and also which is in tune with the universal energies of the world. So what I said today is, the money that you generate, the money that we generate, will be a blessing on earth also. But our mission and our goal is for the future unborn child into the future, which might be 50 years, 100 years, even 1,000 years from now. They should thank us for the wealth that we have got today, so that they are going to be helped in terms of 100 years from now. We have transcended our bodily needs by which we died, just going behind the bodily needs, and we do not have any kind of meaning within the universe, within the universal energies for the future. We have transcended our bodily wants and needs, which makes us one with all of the other animals on earth, and we have gone into the greater purpose of the universe, the greater purpose of all universal systems of life, the greater purpose of serving all of the living systems on earth, includes your own family, our own families, the children, and also our society, our nation, and the world we live in, and all living beings, the plants, the species, the mountains, the trees, and all universal systems of life. 50 years, 100 years, 1,000 years from now, people should thank us for what we do in terms of the resources we have, so that we could help them breathe a better quality of oxygen, have a better quality of water, the most nourishing quality of water, the most nourishing quality of food that they eat. Let our resources, let our income that we generate today be a meaning into the future for the unborn child of the world, in tune with the universal energies which sustain all life, in tune with the source code of all life, the source code of God. Let's replenish our earth.
Essentially, the Code from God book is about creativity, and it explains how creativity is the essence of us being human. It also lets us know that the only reason that we are human is because of our ability of creation, which is one with the universal energies which sustain all life. It's one with the source code of the godly force which brings life to our earth, which maintains all the systems of life on earth, which includes the basic systems of the oxygen, water, rains, seasons, and much more. Essentially, the code from God for humanity is creativity. Now, since the code was enabled around 9 years ago in the subconscious of humanity, to a large extent, the code is synonymous with creativity, which means that the code from God is God, or the universal force, or the force of creation, being one with humanity in terms of creativity. So, for the past 9 years, we have prayed, we have meditated, so that the code goes into the deep subconscious of people, and people are one in tune with the creation of the universe, the energies which sustain our life, the essence of our humanity, the essence of us being human, through creativity, and creativity in the positive aspects for the future generations of the world, for the unborn generations, because only by using our energies of creativity, using our abilities of creation with the universal force for the benefit of the future generations, for the sustenance of the future generations, for the prosperity of the future generations, only then our lives will have any kind of meaning in this world and into the future and be a part of the yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Now, this is not a big PhD science, or this is not something which is out of the ordinary for people to understand. This is the basic essence of life. It is the truth that if we are running behind our bodily needs alone, our lives begin and end with our body on earth, and for the temporary speck of time that we have to create some kind of meaning with eternity. But once we transcend our bodies into the greater purpose of the future generations and the unborn children, then we have a clear meaning, purpose in our lives on earth. Our lives on earth are also blessed enormously because we are one with the creative source of the universe. We are one with the energy which gave life to every being on earth and which will provide life into the future and which sustains the smallest child on earth as of now. Now the code from God is one with the creative source of our universe. And since we began meditation and since the code has been enabled through prayer and meditation for the past 9 years, we dwell only on the positive aspects of the code from God, which means that the code from God is created only for positivity in the world. Creativity through positivity. There is nothing associated with the energies of turmoil. The code from God is like an eagle in the sky which will identify the energies of turmoil, bringing destruction for humanity into the future and the smallest child on our earth as of now and the unborn child into the future. The code from God, the eagle in the sky, will identify that 1% of people, energies, situations, happenings in the world, energy systems in the world, which is going against the source of all life, the source of all creation. And it will try to bring a solution in the right way. And it all starts with the human mind. And once people begin to understand that the code from God is for the prosperity of humanity into the future, the prosperity towards health, wealth, and spiritual well-being, the 3 pillars of divine well-being. Without any of these pillars, health, wealth, and spiritual well-being, prosperity itself is lost. We should go in sync with the 3 pillars of health, wealth, and spiritual well-being into the future and for the unborn generations into the future, the unborn child into the future. Let our contributions towards our earth, towards our surroundings, and in our own personal ways transcend our meager bodies, the cares of our flesh, and into the greater purpose, having a greater meaning into our life and being a part of everything which happened yesterday, everything which is happening today, and everything which will happen into the future. Let our minds, let our beliefs, let our systems of life, let our people, let our society, let our country, let our nation and the world we live in move into the greater purpose. Let's replenish our earth.
It's very important to note that you cannot contribute to the future of our earth being a saint, There is no being a saint in replenishing the earth. What I mean by being a saint is trying to get only on the path of being with the universal energies or the energies which holds all life on earth. It's the source code of everything that we see as life on earth, which includes oxygen, water, wind, rains, and everything mentioned, As you know, the earth itself dwells on a system by which energies which act against the earth are neutralized without neutralization, without effective counterforce to energies which harm the earth, we will be doing injustice by only trying to be on the positive side of replenishing the earth. Because that's not the way the world works. There is energies of turmoil, there is energies of depression, there's energies of darkness, which is just 1%. But even the 1% among the human population is very big sum. And when that 1% is left unchecked, it can contribute to the different dark energies spreading across different places. And the more freedom the dark energies have, the more intense trouble can be created for the citizens of the earth who go about their lives without taking action. So just as how you get a quality air, which includes the quality oxygen that you breathe, the same oxygen is also trying to be polluted by certain dark energies. As I said, 99% of the people on earth care about their offspring, care about the future of the children and the unborn children in the world. But there is 1% who do not correspond with the instincts in all living beings, which is to take care of the children as soon as it's born. As we mentioned, the first instinct of the mother is to protect the child. But this 1% dark energies, the worm energies, spread across the world in minute quantities, do not respect that. It's more of a energy and mind and people without any kind of sense about their own lives. Their lives are being helped by the same oxygen, and then they work against the oxygen. So it is more of a completely out of mind energy. So it has to be counteracted. So as we mentioned that when we are into earth replenishment, when we're working with the energies of the earth, when we are moving out of our immediate body's needs and working for the greater purpose, we have a presence in the yesterday, today and tomorrow of the universe. We are working towards a greater cause for the unborn children. And any kind of dark energy, which is just 1% of the earth, must be counteracted. And the law enforcement is one of the best means by which you can counter those forces. Although there might be some kind of corruption, on a grand scale, and the deeper meaning of law enforcement is to protect the unborn generations into the future. So use the law enforcement as much as you can. And when you give a clear picture of what is happening in terms of the 1% energy, even anyone who might be even a little more corrupt or whatever it is, will understand that the future of the children is more important, than the dark energy, which is just 1% of the earth, working on a complete illogical mindset, or more to do with a mind which is not healthy, which needs treatment, if it's a human with that kind of energy, which is just 1% of the earth. So while anyone, even the most corrupt in our human thinking, will understand that and work against the dark energies, which affects the future of our unborn children and the smallest children of our earth. Now there's a story of an elephant and a kid. The kid lived in a forest-like area along with the family, and the kid had grandfathers and father, and they lived in a forest-like area which was just outside the town and which was visited by elephants. And this kid loved one particular elephant which used to visit their farm. The elephants used to visit and will not destroy any kind of crops to them, because they had a kind of very friendly relationship with their family. Although there was a lot of cultivation and everything, the elephants left it untouched. because they were caring about the family. But they wanted to visit the family occasionally, once every month, and this kid would used to wait for that opportunity to meet one particular elephant, which was also a kid, and they loved each other. So when the family used to come, the elephant family, around 4 to 5 members, it included the male matriarch, it included the female matriarch, it included the brothers, and it includes the smallest 3 children, child elephants. And one of those elephants was extremely close to this kid. And as soon as those elephants came, the smallest elephant used to come to the kid, and they used to play and they used to enjoy, with the kid. The elephant used to run around, the kid used to run around the elephant. Then the kid used to run, and the elephant used to go back of the kid. And then the kid used to feed the elephant grass, and he used to prepare a lot of items, which included some kind of big rice balls with a kind of maize, which was prepared by the mother for the elephant kids. And the elephant used to eat, and the kid used to feed the small elephant, and they used to love it. And also the family used to feed the elephants once a month, So over a period of time, both the kid and the elephant, they loved each other. They started growing up, and over a period of 5 to 7 years, the elephant also grew big. And then there were some very nefarious energies within the forest in terms of trying to hunt elephants for the tusks. And the mother and the father elephant, however, the mother did not have a tusk. The father elephants and the brothers had tusks. So some of these people who were behind the tusks of the elephant, the bandits, they wanted to take the elephant tusk. And they devised a plan by which they would trap the elephants, the male elephants, They built a township to get to the elephants. It was not just these elephants, it was also many other elephants. But even these elephants were a target. And once these elephants got to know that these people were kind of targeting them in terms of things, they also spread the information between themselves, that there were a group of people who were trying to target. And in one incident, during the daybreak, the elephants came and kind of destroyed and trampled and killed a lot of these bandits who were planning to take the tusk. But still, during the time, the next 2 weeks, although many bandits died, they used to get one of those elephants and those tusks, and they were completely happy, although many of them had died. And it was a part of their tradition that even if they die, even if they get one tusk, they were very happy about it, because they didn't care much about their lives, these bandits. But after these incidents with these bandits, the senior elephants became very wary of humans. But this kid and this kid were very much close, and although they wanted to see each other as they grew up, the elephants decided not to visit the families again, and they completely disappeared and went to another part of the town. Now, what I want to mention about the story is that humans can get into any kind of level without thinking about anything, just for the sake of gain, and they might lose everything they have, but still, it's more to do with instincts, Let's not move our minds towards animal instincts and try to gain, even if we lose everything at the end. Let's know what is the end game of everything. What's the end game of your life? What is the end game of everything that you want to do on earth? What is the end game in terms of your last breath on earth? If your end game is about satisfying the desires of your flesh, and if your life revolved around satisfying everything about your flesh and about your needs and about your family and about your society, about us, in terms of our bodily human wants, it will mean absolutely nothing at the last breath. It will be a speck of dust, a waste in the time of history, which millions have come before Billions of humans have come before us, and people who have moved into the history of time, into yesterday, today, and tomorrow, were people who contributed in their mindset and into new innovations for yesterday, today, and future. But the complete carnal and disgusting mindset of us sometimes, do not value the end game of our last breath. And such is the kind of energy prevailing in the earth as of now, Even if we understand that everything is useless in terms of what we are pursuing, we are still driven by the animal instinct. And we end up losing everything. So let's move with the divine purpose, the purpose for which we are humans. You're human because we want to contribute to the future of our children. And we're human not because we are moving for the desires of our flesh. Blessings come in abundance when we move with the greater purpose in our life is for the future of the unborn children of the earth. We will not allow vermin energies to prosper in this earth in any means. Anything to the future would be energies, people, mindset, ideas, corporates, new innovations, new technology, which move with the energies of the universe, the energies of the earth, which sustain our life on our earth. And through this, our lives on earth, as we mentioned, are blessed, and also we have a part in the yesterday, today, and tomorrow of the future. We are one with the eternal energies of the universe in the eternity of time, with the source code of the godly force. We are not talking about anything which is nonsense here, It is the bare truth. It is just letting ourselves know that we are not animals. Why is an animal an animal? Because the animal is bothered about itself only and dies being bothered about itself. So why should we as humans get reduced to an animal and be a speck of dust in the history of time? Let's move with the divine purpose. Let's move with the purpose of the universe. Let's move with the purpose of our lives on earth. Let's move with the purpose of the speck of dust which we have in the earth, and let's make that speck of dust in the time span of history have meaning into the future for the unborn generation. Thereby we have meaning in the eternity of time, in sync with the energies of the universe, in sync with the energies of the source code of God, which provides life to every being on earth. Let's replenish our earth.